Hello, my little gay babies. I'm Blue, but you can call me Medusa, the way I keep you bitches stoned. So, you may be asking yourself, what's going on? As per usual, me and my madness decided to kick off, not really, because we're well underway, Pride Month, with something colorful for you guys to look at. Now, this is me trying to do one of my UV makeup looks with you guys in tow. Now, it's gonna be messy, okay? This UV powder is very, very, very messy, and I just thought it would be fun to do this type of, very, very, very dramatic, very colorful type of look for Pride Month. Good luck to me, because I already have a full face on under this, but I can't help myself, okay? When it comes to doing dramatic, over-the-top looks, I can't help myself, okay? Judge me all you want, but I can't help myself. And I wanted to have fun doing the cake that I'm making later tonight. And yes, I am doing this al fresco, bitch. I did forget my mirror, so give me 1 second. I have to try to not drop everything. Yay. Please tell me I did not go over on my fucking powder. Because, like I said, this powder is very fucking messy. So I put water in all these little lids to try to help me activate the fucking pigments, bitch. Okay, now, like I said, it's gonna be messy. So, love it or live it. Now, I'm sure if you're over Pride Month, you're not gonna want to hear it, obviously. But guess what? I'm gay. And as per usual, I have a lot to say. Now, if you are a young gay and you don't know anything about Pride Month, just a quick history thing. Please learn your history, your real history. It's crazy that as a community, there's still this argument against trans people. It makes no sense as a community, truly. If you're going to be the community that accepts everybody and be like, oh, but not you, that's dumb. You look dumb. Now, if you do not know, Pride originated because of something called the Stonewall Inn in New York City, a very popular nightclub, bar, different thing for different people. Obviously, the community is very vast and not everybody's in it for the same things, but the Stonewall Inn is this iconic bar in New York City where gay people would go and live their lives, have fun, meet up with other gay people, community, enjoyment, during a time where being gay was very much illegal and you were not allowed to have these types of establishments, really, without getting noticed. And the patrons were constantly harassed by the police, constantly harassed by, people who were targeting their community, people that wanted to get rid of them. And unfortunately, it happened all the time. It wasn't new for the Stonewall Inn for them to get brutalized by the police. And one day in June, a very, very angry, very brave, black, remember that, black, trans woman named Marsha P. Johnson threw the first fucking brick at Stonewall, starting the Stonewall riots. I won't go into the whole history because it is vast. Now, a lot of people want to whitewash Pride and say that, the Pride movement really started for other reasons, and, people were upset that Judy Garland died. Everybody has their own way of thinking when it comes to Stonewall, the riots, what really set things in motion for gay people to have what we now see as gay rights. Now, there's a lot of people that still, talk shit and say, y'all are doing too much. You don't need a Pride Month. It's unnecessary. You guys can do whatever you want now. That's cute. Real cute. But not true. Gay people everywhere, in different parts of the world, to this day, still are brutalized, humiliated, murdered, in some way harmed for being gay. Now, that may not be your reality because your neighbor, maybe me, is super gay and in your face about their gayness all the time and just being gaying up the block. But that does not mean that just because we're more acknowledged as, existing, it doesn't mean that we actually have it any easier than we did before. Just because we have a certain amount of rights doesn't mean that those rights are as stable as everybody else's rights. If you don't know, there's tons of places in this country where they're passing anti-trans, anti-drag laws, not just for people that need to use restrooms, but things that affect performers that have been making a living off of this for years, decades. Drag isn't new. Men dressing up as women isn't new. None of this is new. This has been going on for years. It's been in entertainment for years. Like some of the most popular kids movies. You see, I told you I'm messy. Some of the most popular kids movies literally are completely centered around drag. Like, make it make sense. It's only okay when it's deemed appropriate. When it gets too weird, like, oh no. Now that drag performers are becoming more and more like culturally mainstream, you would think like, oh, it's gonna be an even more accepting, like, cool place. No, no. You still have people who are completely homophobic, that are making the fucking laws, that are putting these fucking bills into the legislation that y'all ignore, don't pay any attention to, so that they can get away with treating us like shit because we don't fit into the normal marriage, religion, gender, whatever box they need us to fit into for them to feel better about what we are, how to control us, and how to get our money more effectively. It's upsetting, the world that we live in now. To be honest with you, I didn't know what to expect as a kid, because I knew from a very, very, very young age that I was gay. I knew there was something cooking under here for a long time. And it made me change how I behaved around people, because I didn't want to be perceived as gay. I didn't want to be the butt of every joke more than I already was. I had so many reservations about how do I navigate myself in this world that seems to hate really everything that I am. I didn't understand how I was able to actually exist in this world. I was so afraid of, what are the people in my family gonna say that are already talking shit about me being too fat, me being tall, but if only I lost some weight, like, ugh, I'd be so pretty if only I just lost some weight. There was a lot that I was dealing with from a really, really young age, and I didn't know what to really expect from the world really at large, and like how it was going to change as far as like acceptance and visibility for gay people. Gay people have always been around. It's never been as maybe like open and acknowledged as it is now, because for decades I grew up with so many trans queer individuals. It never wasn't the norm for me. I grew up in LA. I grew up obviously in a place that's very gay friendly, but I also grew up in a predominantly Hispanic community with lots of other Asians, Blacks, Greeks, Italians, just this mixture of immigrants and their children, first and second generation, of all these different backgrounds. And depending on what block, what part of the neighborhood, it's like, oh, this is mostly Salvadorian, this is mostly Guatemalan, this is mostly Korean. I grew up with all these different mixes of people. So I was around different types of kids at school and all these different cultures and foods. And I was lucky in that regard that I got to know a lot of different cultures really, really early on. So I've never been as close-minded as some people are, but I also never really understood why all these different communities and cultures and ethnicities, why they are all fucking negative and fucked up and weird when it comes to being gay. Oh yeah, because there's religion in every single one of these places. There's religion in every single one of these homes that's telling people like, no, gay is bad. Gay is evil. Gay is devil. When in reality, there's so many other more important things that are mistranslated in the holy book that people just completely ignore. But somehow the gay thing really stuck. And people have ran with it and really used it as a platform to now treat this whole community of people like garbage based off of their religion. Cool. Shitty. That was my experience. Having all these people that are very, very clearly queer, having to quantify, put themselves into a box depending on the situation, and having to literally make themselves way smaller than what they are just to kind of fit in and to not be like this ridiculously over the top fag. That's most people when I was growing up. I have so many memories of probably one of the most like memorable, crucial queer people in my life. And this is not a name that I gave her. This is what she referred to herself as. This is what she was known as. This is the name that she went by. La vieja puta. If you don't know Spanish, that's the old slutty lady. The old lady slut, however you want to translate it. That's what it boils down to. An older lady slut. Now, when I say this man was man, or I don't know if they ever transitioned. I can't remember if they passed away during the AIDS crisis like a lot of their other friends. I have no idea what happened because my family fell out of touch with them at some point. I don't know what happened. And I don't really talk to my mom about things in the past because it brings up a lot, and she's a pathological. So I don't know what's truth, what's delulu, and what's the past reality or anything in between. So I grew up with this lady at our family gatherings, family parties. We'd go to her events, and this very, very effeminate, very Hispanic gay man, him and his friends, and it was like a little whole gaggle of gays that would do parties all the time and celebrate each other's birthdays. And I had a very complicated relationship with this person when I was young because they knew I was going to be a gay. Like, they knew it. They felt it. And it's almost like they wanted it to be easier on me. So they would give me tips on how to pass for a straight cis woman. Like, this is, you shouldn't be acting like this. That's not for little girls. You need to be doing this. You need to be, you need to dress like this. You need to act like this. You need to do this. And, I say she was my second drag mother after Selena. Because when Selena passed away, I was inconsolable for a long time. And I believe she already, La Vieja Puta, already knew me at this stage after Selena had passed away. And she already knew that I love to like perform and put on parties and literally be the life of the fucking party every single fucking party. And this lady was like, bitch, entertain my drunk fucking sissies. Entertain that bitch, dance, dude. They would request fucking songs. They would teach me dance moves. It would be like the whole thing. But the same way I would have a good fucking time with them and be all ha ha ha, he he he, they would piss me off so much because they did something that a lot of, you know, gay guys are guilty of. Some people enjoy it, some people don't. Some people, you know, get really bothered by it really quick. There's, you know, people all over the spectrum on it, but not everybody likes to be hit on by somebody that they don't find attractive. Now, if you know, you know. A lot of Hispanic people are very, 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 very anti-gay and just naturally misogynistic without even realizing it. Even the women. Most Hispanic women are raised to be nurturing, caring. They're raised to take care of people. You know, that's like the standard. So a lot of, you know, Hispanic men and women have these really natural misogynistic tendencies. And when somebody who's gay starts hitting on them, they lose their shit. And they would all on purpose, like, try to mess with my dad and be like, try to like get him to drink more and like try to dance on him. And in the beginning, it bothered him because it was uncomfortable. He didn't know how to handle it. And little by little, he started to realize, like, damn, bitch, it's kind of a compliment. Like, all these gay motherfuckers, like, wish, like, all of them, you know, make their little fucking comments. Like, oh, if you didn't have a whole ass fucking family, bitch, or I'll steal you from your wife if, you know, you give me a fucking chance. He started to be in on the joke. He started to be like part of it and like, you could never steal me from my wife, you know? And then they'd be like, they don't call me the Dick Sucker 3000 for nothing. And it would become like a whole banter, you know, between them. In the beginning, it bothered me a lot. Because like I said, I saw how uncomfortable it made him. But as he got more comfortable and he got more like playful and like reading them while they would read him and like keep the joke going with them, the more I was able to like, oh, they're just teasing him. They're like, they saw that it riled him up, and once they saw that it wasn't bothering him like it was, they just started like hitting on him in a different way, but in a flattering way, you know? And I started not being so much bothered by it, but taking it as a compliment, like, yeah, I do have a dad that all these gay guys would love to have as their dad, like as their daddy, whatever, you know? And I started to take everything that they did with a grain of salt and see it as more of like this playful, you know, thing. In that same vein, there was other gentlemen who were not like my dad and would take it very, very offensively and would, you know, try to fight him and, you know, do the whole thing. And there was a few times that I do remember where he had to slap the shit out of a guy because a guy was like trying to really get super physical with him after, you know, it started as a joke, and the joke just went too far because the guy got mad. That's the thing. I always tell people, if you are not that type, if you're not the vibe to joke, to be ha ha ha, to be silly with a drag queen, don't entertain them even a little bit. You need to establish right away, listen, this is not in an offensive way, but I'm not into that. Don't talk to me like that. I'm not going to take it well, and it's not going to end well. And in my experience, most gay men, unless they're really, really fucked up, really like inebriated, most of them will be like, boo, you're boring. Or their version of that, and just move on to something else. Because they see that it's not going to be fun for them. It's going to end with violence. And unless they're into violence, some of them very into it, unless they're into wanting to get the shit beat out of them, most of them will not go past a certain point. That's not to say all people are like that, because I have seen this situation go very dark very quickly with a person who was telling them, hey, leave me the fuck alone, leave me the fuck alone, leave me the fuck alone, and the queen just didn't listen. That's a thing. Now, I will always tell people, if you find yourself in a situation where somebody is bothering you and they're not listening and they're bringing you out of pocket, and I remove myself. Now, I'm old enough to remove myself. When I was younger, when I was the age that this was all happening, I was a little kid, I didn't think about things in the same way that I do now. And this cross-dressing gay man gave me many, many pearls of wisdom that I still take on to this day. And a lot of it rings true just on the base. If you don't want to be fucked with, don't fuck with people. Simple. If you don't want to be bothered, don't bother people. You would think that simple principle is universal, but it is not. Now, I have always respected people around me to a fault, sometimes to my own detriment. And then I've learned the hard way, like, fuck, I can't be nice to everybody. I can't be that trusting and that kind. And unfortunately,
you sexy fucking bastard. Hey, babe, where are the fake tattoos? Some pussy ass wants to try one.
They're in your drawer. Sometimes you have people who, like La Vieja Puta, know that they're agents of chaos and will like to stir the pot intentionally just to fuck with people because they know they can. And they know who to fuck with. They know who's not gonna, like, let it go past a certain point. And she was always really good about that. Like, she knew where the boundaries were. And especially when it came to her and joking with my dad, it became like a thing. Like, oh, I can't do too much because your kids are gonna get bothered. Because it didn't bother him anymore. And then it's like, oh, it doesn't bother me anymore, but they made it a point to be like, oh, don't let your kids get bothered. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. No more kisses. Thank you. Now, I have seen this situation in gay bars before, Yes, I did used to go to gay bars. I know now most of you know me as like a boring lady that doesn't go out anymore. But when I was a young gay, I used to go to bars all the time. And I got used to never getting hit on by lesbians. I would be constantly approached by straight men and gay men all the time, but never lesbians. And this was when I had longer hair, when I was very effeminate, and I just started to be like, oh, okay, well, I guess I gotta look, in a different type of environment to be able to find, my type. Whenever I saw lesbians at the gay bars, they were usually with their girlfriend. And if I looked too long, I got really dirty looks like, chill, bitch, I'm not trying to steal your bitch. Now, when I would see the gay guys hitting on the straight man that was just making me uncomfortable, what did you think? What did you think was gonna happen? Like, you're in a gay place because they told you should go to gay bars to meet women, bro. There's all kinds of women there. Yes, women trying to get away from creepy straight men. Now, I can't tell you how many times I saw it happen. They were trying to bother me. I would make them feel really stupid. They would walk off. Try to figure out, like, oh, fuck, who am I gonna fucking make uncomfortable now? And then, almost like clockwork, a little super... Just imagine the gayest twink you've ever seen. Just like short shorts, leather harness, nipple rings out. Gay. Just gay. They like immediately hone in on the guy that was just bothering me and make him so uncomfortable just by eye fucking him that I'm laughing hysterically inside because I'm watching the whole thing go down. And it's almost like some gay guys are actually paying attention, by the way. Some of them are like paying attention and looking at predatory straight men, and they're like, oh, you're gonna make the bitches in here uncomfortable, we're gonna make you uncomfortable. It's like a real lovely thing that the community does. Sometimes it just happens organically, magically, without you even trying or hoping or praying. All the situations that I've been in usually got taken care of by themselves. There have been a few situations where I got to a gay bar before my husband got there. Gay husbands. And there's somebody bothering me and they leave. By the time that they get there, it's been enough time that this person is in another place, and when my gay guys happen to go to the urinal, they like invite him for a tug and pull in the stall or something, I've seen it go so many different ways, and it's very ironic when they want to react with violence, because how many times have men been actually like violently struck by women that they made uncomfortable? Almost never. And let's be honest, most women have been catcalled or harassed in some way in their life. Like, it's very rare for it not to happen. One of the reasons why I went through this, like, really hard coming out, I've been trying to, like, think about how I was going to talk about it for Pride Month, because it's something really hard for me to talk about. And a lot of it has to do with the way that I grew up and this, like, religious, ominous, like, controlling factor in my upbringing. Even though there's all these gay people around and it's like it's known that there's gay people everywhere, and it's like, oh, gay people are fun, they're, oh my god, you're gonna have a party, invite a gay. You need to have a gay. If you're gonna have a party and you don't have a gay, you're not having a party. In the same way that gays are used for entertainment, they're not respected as people. They're just like this token thing that's like cute and fun to have. And when it's not convenient, it's like, oh no, remember, gay's evil. Don't let them around your kids. Gay is evil. You don't want them to turn your kids gay. It's like, bro, I was raised by straight people around nothing but predominantly straight people with a couple of fags sprinkled in, watching telenovelas, the straightest fucking thing that brainwashes little girls to be like, you want a dramatic husband relationship, okay? Like, you want this. This is like what to strive for. I was making out with girls, telling them we're in a telenovela at a very young age. That's a confession. They were also my age, okay? Before we make it creepy. Like, I was in this world, but still making it fit me, not knowing that I'm never gonna be a part of it. Like, yeah, I'm gonna have my own telenovela, but it's never gonna be me and a guy. It's gonna be me and this lady right here. As hard as it was growing up in a religion that told me that everything about me is wrong, everything about me is evil, everything that I love is bad, everything that I think is bad, and I have to constantly feel guilty, I have to constantly be ashamed, I have to constantly hide, I have to constantly change myself. It fucked me up growing up. It made me this like insane overthinker in every way fucking imaginable, to the point where I'm like, man, I had literally no freedom as a kid. Like, my mind was so occupied with, I can't be too gay, like I can't do this because that's gay, I can't do this because that's for men, and I'm a woman, like women have to do this, you have to do this as a girl, you can't play this because that's a man sport. If you play that, they're gonna know you're a lesbian. You can't play that. Like, you're gonna be a lesbian. The whole world will know you're a lesbian. So you can't do that activity. Stay away from that activity completely because there's lesbians there. And if you even get close to there, you're gonna be one too. Like, bitch, it's too late. I'm already one. The ship has fucking sailed. We're long gone. It's long gone, girl. It's so crazy, like, when I rethink about how I grew up, because there's so many conflicting ideologies at play that it's like, what do you want me to listen to? What do you want me to pay attention to? None of this makes sense. One of my favorite cousins, God rest his soul, he was like one of my heroes growing up. He was this tortured soul, and unfortunately, because of how we were raised, he grew up in the same fucked up mentality that I did, not being able to be himself, not being able to be honest about what he was going through and his mental health. And I don't know if he was gay. I have that feeling in my heart. I don't think he was 100% gay. I'm pretty sure he was bi-curious. He could have even, you know, just been one of those guys that just sometimes, you know, they date a trans girl, but they don't identify as queer. I don't know what his story is. I just know that he's not here anymore. And part of his like fight with himself and with everybody was that he couldn't be himself. He couldn't be who he really was. And I got to see him live his life one time. I wish I had that picture. Because the happiness in his fucking face, like, that is what lives with me. Like, that's the biggest memory that I have of him. I can't remember if it was for Pride Month. I can't remember. Most likely it was fucking Halloween, because that's when most straight men deem it okay to dress up as women because it's a costume, because it's Halloween, because it's okay. He was a cheerleader. He was the most diva-ist fucking cheerleader. He had a fucking wig on. He was living his fucking life. He was doing the fucking tricks. Good old motherfucking time. That snapshot lives in my heart. In that moment, like, seeing somebody I respected so much who was in the military not take themselves seriously, to be able to be silly and goofy like that, you know, it's something different that you don't see a lot. I didn't want to cry, but it's really hard for me to talk about him, because I know a part of him was hiding a lot. A part of him was fighting a lot. And unfortunately, because he's not here, I can't ask him and be like, well, what was it, you know, about the religion, about not actually being able to fully be yourself. Like, what was it, so that I could know, and if I could have helped at all. But something tells me that we were both just doing the best that we could in the situation that we had. And growing up, that was my favorite family member. And that person, honestly, I know that person would have been the one that would have gone, you know, to Pride with me when I was finally of age, if I had ever, you know, gone as a little kid when I lived in LA, had I done things differently. That person would have been there in a lot of ways, because when he was around, he always found a way to make me feel seen and not make me feel like this, like, gay monster that needed to hate herself and, like, feel bad because the Catholic Church was saying you have to feel bad about who you are. That's pretty much, like, why I wanted to do this with crazy colorful fucking makeup, because I knew it's water activated, and if I fucking cry, it is what it is, bitch. If you're a young queer person of any age, but if you're in your queer journey early on and you're having trouble, or you're, you know, old and you're just deciding that you don't want to keep making yourself feel like shit for who you are, I don't care what anybody says. you are born this way. Nobody made me gay. I didn't have a fucked up experience that, turned me this way. I've always been attracted to women. I've always thought women were beautiful, even when I wasn't supposed to. Even when everybody was telling me that it was wrong, and I couldn't pray it away. I couldn't get rid of it. I couldn't stop it. If you're in this boat, if you're in this position, just know that you're not alone. Truly, honestly, there's a lot of us who were raised in this box that said, you don't belong, you're bad, you're evil, this is not okay, this is a choice, you can be different, you can choose Jesus, pray the gay away, and leave it all behind you and live for God. Any God that's telling you that you are evil just because of how you feel and who you love, that's wrong. I don't believe in people victimizing children. I don't believe in people victimizing animals. I don't believe in people victimizing each other. But what two consenting adults choose to do, if they choose to engage in things that you don't believe in, things that don't align with your religion, it has nothing to do with you. Me choosing a wife and 3 dogs now, as a family, that's my choice. It's my life. I live with the consequences. I live this life. It's not for you to decide that my decisions, who I am, is against your religion, and because I'm against your religion, I'm a bad person. Keep your religion out of my life, out of other people's lives. Don't let religion tell you that you're a bad person. If you hurt other people, if you're a piece of shit, you go out of your way to hurt, yeah, you're a piece of shit. Yeah, you're a bad person. But just because you're gay doesn't mean that you're a bad person. If you do fucked up shit, okay, then yeah, you're a bad gay person. And there's bad gay people out there, and I'm not gonna argue and be like, no, gay people are perfect. No. There's criminals, there's fucking fucktards, there's fucking evil people that are gay just like everybody else. But that doesn't give you the right to treat us all like we're pedophiles, evil, pieces of shit. Just because you've seen a couple of people in our community do bad things doesn't make us all bad. And it doesn't give anybody the right to treat other people like shit. If you do this, if you use your religion, and, oh, well, I'm better than you, I believe in God, and you're doing ungodly things, reread the Bible. Think about what you're doing. You're not following what the Bible is really about. Because guess what? As a gay person, I try to look for loopholes. I try to read that bitch up and down every single fucking way I could for fucking catechism school. So I could find a loophole to tell me that I could be forgiven for being gay, for being evil. Question how religion has forced you to be a mean, judgmental piece of shit to somebody that's just a fucking clown, that just wants to have fucking fun, that just wants to enjoy life. I have been through so much as a gay woman, as a gay Hispanic woman, as a poor gay Hispanic woman. I grew up in a small apartment in LA, lower middle class, lower middle class, struggle busing, me being the full-time fucking nanny, chef, taking care of my 3 younger siblings while my parents worked back to back to try to take care of us. Getting catcalled, walking to school with my siblings because I got a fat ass and I'm only 10. I have been through so many fucked up things. For all intents and purposes, I could go around treating people like shit, but I choose not to. I choose not to let what I've been through affect how I treat people. I could be in an awful mood, but if I go in a store, I'm still gonna be like, oh, excuse me, thank you, good morning. Because that fucking cashier has nothing to do with why I'm fucking angry. That cashier has nothing to do with why I'm a fucking piece of shit right now. Why I'm in a bad mood. Stop taking out your prejudice, your beliefs on other people. Start being the fucking kindness that you read in your fucking book. Start being that fucking goodness, that godliness that you keep saying that you have. Spread that shit for real. Instead of saying that we don't need a Pride Month. Gay people don't need Pride Month. Just because you don't think that we need to be seen doesn't mean that a little gay Hispanic girl who's struggling with who she is and everything around her, who's so desperate to escape this house where she's just a fucking nanny, that little girl needed to see a lesbian. That little girl needed to see like a little bit of a fucking community of people being like, you know what? It's hard out here, but we're here. Me growing up in this taboo, oh, you're not supposed to be around this because this is gay people, this is grown-up stuff. But me being so comfortable in this world of transvestites, as what they were called when I was growing up, cross-dressers, drag queens, and all these different performers, I felt at home. I felt seen. I felt like this is where I'm supposed to be. Drag has been one of the things that has always been in my life. And if you look at your fucking history, drag has been here since the fucking beginning. So you want to act like gay people don't deserve rights? Gay people don't exist? Gay people are a new thing? A newfangled woke thing that now the kids can be whatever fucking gender? No. We've been here since the beginning. You just haven't acknowledged us. You've pushed us to the fucking annals of history. Get it? Annals. You have tried to erase our fucking history with us in it every step of the fucking way. You have wanted to pretend like we're not here this whole fucking time. And this whole fucking time, we've been fighting. Not just to be seen, but to be treated like human beings. The thing that we are. Yeah, we're freaks. Yeah, we're clowns. Yeah, we're entertainment. Yeah, we're that thing that you love to gossip about. But we're also human beings. We're also people that deserve healthcare, food, rent, stability. All these things that straight people take for granted, gay people have to worry about. Being discriminated on just who you are, just what you look like, what you dress like, who you choose to be with. All of these things affect the way that we walk through the world. Because there's still people in 2026 that can look at my wife and be like, oh shit, you're a lesbian? Never mind, I don't want to get tattooed by you. In this day and age, there's still people that are still that uncomfortable by gayness. It doesn't matter how much of it there is. there's still people who, when I'm in public, stare at me and want to ask me weird questions. Sir, ma'am? And they don't know how much of a, am I going to be too disrespectful if I ask if she's a lady? I always proceed everywhere in the world on a basis of, I don't disrespect you until you disrespect me. I've been misgendered many times since I shaved my head. It doesn't bother me at all because I don't have any gender type of back and forth. I'm confidently square in where I'm at, being a lesbian Hispanic woman that never gets classified as a Hispanic woman. People automatically assume I'm white, and now people assume I'm a white man. Do I use that privilege when I need to put people in their place? Oh my God, yes. Because if you're going to look at me and think that I'm a white man, I'm going to put you in your place, white man. When I make you realize that you're being misogynistic, sexist, or homophobic in front of a gay woman. Yes. Being out here in these streets is really hard. I ask that you be a little bit more considerate if you're a homophobic, misogynistic, racist piece of shit who doesn't, believe that us gay, trans people deserve the right to be alive and to have the same rights as you do. I challenge you not just to have a little bit more empathy and to think that, it's possible that other human beings might also need the same things that you need as a human being, if that's too hard. I just love to remind people that karma's a fucking bitch. And I didn't come from gay people. I came from straight people. Straight people, one of who has a lot of issues with gay people, although she doesn't like to admit it. Remember, practice what you preach. Don't be a piece of shit. It's Pride Month. If you have gays in your life, treat them like you care about them. Treat them like they're a human being. Just something to think about. If you're not gonna do it, that's fine. You wouldn't be listening to me anyway, because you wouldn't be here. As usual, I'm Blue, but you can call me Medusa, the way I keep you bitches stoned. Happy Pride, my little gaylings.